You're listening to Hawk Talk with former Seahawks wide receiver Michael Bumpus. Powered by Seahawks.com. Now, here's your host, Nasser Kyobe.
Welcome to another edition of Hawk Talk, another victorious day here at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. Seahawks take down the Cardinals 23-20 on Thursday Night Football. Bump in. Let me tell you something, man. Wins are wins are wins in the National Football League. Doesn't matter how you get it. Nah. Never apologize for winning.
Nah, you know what? Coach McDonald was a bit more excited than I thought he was going to be. And he reminded me that wins are wins because I'm thinking, oh, man, he's going to be disappointed about this. And then the third, of course, they're going to fix some things. But he reminded me, his energy reminded me like, yeah. 3-1. Like, let's go. Let's get it.
1,000%. I didn't win a lot of games in college. And let me tell you something. You don't apologize for winning. I don't care how it happens. And the Seahawks get a hard-fought victory on the road on Thursday Night Football. Let's jump right into it. What had happened?
See, what had happened was
On Hawk Talk.
The Seahawks domination in Arizona. Should we file some ownership claim or something?
Oh, yeah.
Is there something we can do there?
That's something, man. They got to we need some stock in the building. We need part ownership of the team. This is what we do.
I mean, something. The Seahawks have won 8 straight games against the Cardinals, 9 of their last 10. The Hawks are now 11-1-1 at State Farm Stadium since 2013. That's unreal. I don't care who you are in the National Football League. To dominate someone that many times consecutively is pretty wild. Pretty wild. Seahawks dominated in the box score pretty much all of the game. You know, the Cardinals, though, were able to hang around and keep this one close. Wasn't always pretty at times. Like I said, the Hawks got it done. Game kicked off. Seahawks forced a punt on the opening drive and then moved the football on their first offensive possession. Unfortunately, drive stalled out 6 plays, 38 yards later. Seahawks were stopped on 4th and 1 at the Arizona 48 bump. And then 2 plays later, kind of a weird play happened.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant intercepted Kyler Murray while he was running back. He's getting money. He's looking, and Tyrese Knight ran into him on accident. It wasn't on purpose. The ball came out, and it was recovered by the Cardinals, but we thought it was down. There's a possibility that knee could have been down. They reviewed it, and it wasn't enough to overturn it. Maybe they didn't have the angle. Could have went either way on that play.
It was the call on the field. I think it was the call is the other way. It's just unfortunate, man. Friendly fire because Kobe's looking around.
Yeah.
Last year, Coach McDonald wanted him to not slide after he got that pick in Atlanta, so he's getting money. Obviously, the touchdown against Arizona, the second time up here when he imitated Marshawn Lynch and all that. So he has the capability, but just unfortunate play.
Yeah, unfortunate play. But you know what? The offense had their back because the Cardinals, I think they kicked a field goal when they got possession of the football. So then the Hawks would respond. They go 7 plays, 77 yards, and a 16-yard touchdown to A.J. Barner. Might have one of my favorite celebrations. I like that he's consistent with the little twist and the spike. I'm feeling you, A.J. We're going to break down that play later. That made the score 7-3.
Yeah, great drive. And from then on, the next 2 drives went in punts. But Ernest Jones comes down with the second interception of the year. Pass that bounced off Marvin Harris's hands. He had a tough day. Redeemed himself a little bit later. But, the Seahawks did a great job there. Unfortunately, they couldn't capitalize offensively. No points on that drive. But after a 3-and-out by Kyler Murray, the Hawks would put together a great drive, going 7 plays, 90 yards, ending with a 1-yard touchdown by Zach Charbonnet. That made the score 14-3 Seattle. That drive was huge, right? You had the big play to 32-yard reception to Elijah Royal. Love to see him getting active. 24-yard run by Sam Darnold. You had a 15-yard run by Zach Charbonnet. And effort. Coach McDonald talks about shocking effort in his program, and that's what happened in that play. We're going to hear from him because he was pretty fired up about Charles Cross's effort on that Zach Charbonnet touchdown.
That was a great run by Sharbs. Again, every yard matters, so you're trying to maximize. Give J-Mi the best opportunity he possibly can, and felt like that was the opportunity to go end it.
You like to talk about effort plays. The Charbonnet touchdown run where Cross.
I screwed it up. I should have gave Charles a game ball. That's one of my favorite plays I've ever seen. It just so proud of him, man. This guy, he's gone through a lot this year with some personal things going on, and he's such a great he's such a great person. He's a great leader. He's a great football player. And he played. I mean, we could be in a walkthrough, and this guy is just 1,000% attention to detail. Takes the liner. I mean, just all those things you asked for. So he sets such a great example for our team, doing those things right there. Like that was just. It's probably my favorite play of the year. So he'll be rewarded this week, I promise.
High praise from the coach, Bump.
Yeah, you feel that. You feel the passion that coach has for Charles.
And any coach is going to put on the type of film that you can already know that's going up first play in the team meeting room. This is what we're talking about. You want to talk about shocking effort? If you didn't know what the definition was in the dictionary, that's what it is. And the crazy thing about that, Bump, you can break down the play as well. Charles Cross gets his block on the defensive end, and the difference is Charles finishes the play.
Right.
Arizona's defensive end gets a nice pass rush at first, kind of starts running towards the football and goes, oh, they're going to make that tackle. Kind of lets off the gas. Charbonnet keeps his legs driving. Charles Cross comes over there. Shocking effort. And a lesson to anyone playing football at all levels. Pee-wee, middle school, high school, college, NFL, doesn't matter. When you run to the football on either side of the ball, good things happen.
Play through the whistle, not to the whistle, through the whistle. You just keep playing. So, yeah, big up Charles Cross. He was flying around everywhere. The first drive of the second half, the Seahawks went 10 plays, 40 yards, about to settle for a field goal. That made the score 17-3. The next two drives would end in punts before the Cardinals would add another field goal, making the score 17-6. Then the Hawks would respond with a great drive, 14 plays, 53 yards, had to settle for a field goal, making the score 20-6.
Bump. On that drive, though, something that was really frustrating. Jack Charbonnet gets in the end zone again, and this might have been the nail in the coffin for that game. The Seahawks were dominating. Unfortunately, there was a holding penalty on Jackson Smith in Jigba.
He literally got ran over. Like, he blocked the dude, but lost, but won because you occupied the dude. And because he fell backwards and old boy fell forward, the referee threw a flag.
He did what he's supposed to do. He got in his way, and let's just move on because I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay, let's get it. All right, things started to go downhill from there as the Cardinals made it a one-score game after a 73-yard drive and redemption for Marvin Harrison. He did bounce back. 16-yard touchdown, went up and grabbed it. Spoon's in great position.
Yeah.
Plays the ball. I mean, if there's ever a way to lose a battle, that's how you lose the battle right there.
Right.
It was perfect, man.
Yeah, 2013 the score, and you're thinking, okay, the Seahawks have an opportunity to close this thing out, and it looked like they were going to. Jackson Smith and Jigba, we just talked about him. He has a deep, explosive play every single game. This wasn't quite 40 yards like he's been doing. 36-yard bomb from Sam Darnold. You're thinking, okay, they're in Arizona territory. They're going to lock this thing down. Unfortunately, that drive would stall out, and Mr. Reliable Jason Myers, unfortunately, just pushed it a little bit like his golf swing. He is a great golfer. I'm just saying, like, he talks about golf all the time, and we all have shots like that where you just push it a little bit.
Most of us have lots of shots like that.
Well, I mean, I don't even call myself a golfer because every shot's like that. But anyway, he missed a 53-yard field goal. That gave the Cardinals an opportunity to get back in the game.
Yeah, the Cardinals will make things interesting, all right, when they tied the game after Kyler Murray found Imare DeMarcado for a 7-yard touchdown, capping a 12-play, 57-yard drive. The score is now tied with 28 seconds left in the game. And I'm thinking, look, they're probably going to go in overtime. We'll see what goes down. But you know what? There's a good old thing called the landing zone.
Landing zone.
And the kicker, Chad Ryland, was unable to hit the ball in the landing zone. 2 yards short. You got to hit it past the 20. So that gave the Hawks great field position, changed the way we thought this game was going to finish.
I didn't think we talked so much about the landing zone this year in the NFL, but let me tell you something. The landing zone has been good to the Seattle Seahawks.
It's a new dynamic. I'm for it. I'm for the landing zone. And my buddy was on IG last night. I hate this new rule. I go, no, make kickers do more. All right, hit the dang landing zone. They don't do enough anyway. That's why they're so great at golf, because all they do is kick and go play golf. So yeah, man, give them something to do.
Maybe other teams will need us to light up the landing zone like they do on TV, so everyone's just aware of what's going on when the ball gets there.
Right. Goodness gracious.
But here's the thing. Okay, so that's such a huge play. 28 seconds left, because I'm thinking overtime. Honest to God, I'm not even really. I'm like, okay, they got one timeout. They're not really gonna go 80 yards or whatever they have to do. I'm thinking I'm kind of conceding overtime at that point, but you get the ball at the 40, and that's just a game changer, Bump.
Yeah, they would take advantage of the situation. One play later, Sam Darnold would find JSN for a 22-yard reception. All he does is make big plays. We'll break that down. They got the Seahawks in field goal range, and Jason Myers, the little sniffing salt, I think that's what it's called, smelled it, got on the football field, kicked a 52-yarder to win the game. Way to bounce back, as Coach calls him, J-My.
I mean, love what you see in there. I mean, it's just resilience. Like, you're unfazed, especially – We joke about kickers all the time, but to be in that situation where that's all you do, and for you to miss and to come back and just not be, mentally strong enough to come through and win, especially on that field. I know a lot of people have had struggles on that field, the turf and all that stuff. For him to come through and kick the game-winning field goal, huge.
It's like the 18th hole, you're in a scramble, and they have to use your drive. You know what I'm saying?
Nightmare. That's nightmare field.
You got to hit the dang fairway. That's what Myers did.
No, absolutely love it. And Seahawks get the victory. Seahawks outgained the Cardinals 384 to 253. They outrushed the Cardinals 155 to 89. Also highest rushing total for the Seahawks in the season. They won time possession 32 to 24, 27 to 36. Seahawks sacked Kyler Murray 6 times, intercepted him twice, and the Seahawks were in control the whole way. Even when the Cardinals tied the game, I never was really nervously watching the game because it was like, man, we have dominated this football game the entire way, and it showed up there. And listen, division games are tough. Should never apologize for wins, as I opened the show with. The Hawks are 3-1, win over division rival. Things are good in Seattle, Bump, but there's people making plays all over the field. Playmakers.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Playmakers.
Show them what time it is. Holy catfish!
All right, let's talk about the quarterback, Sam Darnold. Efficient. He is just efficient. He's calm. He's cool under pressure. Nothing phases him at this point. 18 of 26, 242 yards, 1 touchdown, a QB rating of 111.4.
Nice way to fix that. There's a little typo there.
Hey, you know what? You have to work through it sometimes. Yeah, 1 carry for 24 yards, a big carry. Faked the toss, bow, got money. He looked like he ran a solid 4.6 right there.
Oh, easy.
Solid 4.6. He was moving. In back-to-back games without a turnover. That is 10 straight quarters. It seems like it's working out so far with Sam Darnold.
Without question. I mentioned it on the post-game show. Just in my experience, like behind the curtain a little bit, Sam is the most down-to-earth dude that you will find out there. He says what's up to everybody in this building. Doesn't matter what your job is. He just seems like he's one of the guys, right? And I love what we're seeing from him. And the amount of good balls he had that he threw yesterday, I mean, unbelievable. He's zipping it in there. He's just playing at a high level, and I'm excited because this is just the potential for Sam is crazy.
One of my favorite throws was an incompletion. Backpedaling, tossing into Arroyo. I guess I'll call it pass interference, not incompletion.
Yeah.
And just the courage he has to make those throws too. Like the confidence he has to make those throws. He's playing some good football.
Never waver. So I love what we're seeing from Sam Darnold. Then his top number 1 receiver, Jackson Smith-Njigba, 4 receptions, 79 yards. Jason didn't have any targets in the first half. He had a little screen play, which was technically run in the first half, and we're used to him putting up big numbers. He's been around 100 yards every single game this season. And 4th straight game with an explosive play over 36 yards because we're just destined for that now with him. JSN passed Darrell Jackson for 3rd place in franchise history, the most reception in the player's first 3 seasons. He's now up to 189. 2 clutch catches down the stretch. Did everything he can. And the dude just makes plays. And what I love about JSN is when, like we said, game's on the line. If you're a DB, you know where they want. If they're throwing the ball, I'm looking where 11 is.
Yep.
And he's still getting open, still making plays, even when they know that's where the Seahawks are going with football.
Heads up play, catching the football and getting out of bounds, too. They tried not to give it to him. Thank God for replay. Little things like that, man, let you know that he's locked in at all times. K9, 19 carries, 81 yards, has some explosive runs, and he ran some guys over, too, man. He's starting to look like the guy we saw a couple of years ago. There are a couple instances where you want him to get downhill, but you don't blame him for going for the big play because he's liable to break off a 50, 60-yarder any minute now.
No question about it. And it was unfortunate that he got a flag at the end of one of those plays. Yeah. I didn't love that. That was some cheap stuff right there. Him getting his leg pulled at the end of the play. Anyway, I'm just standing up for my guy K9. And then another guy I'm super excited about. Come on, Chenna. Chenna, again, we want to talk about good dudes in this locker room. Since the day Chenna walked into this building in 2022, he's been an absolute stud. He had a great year, was our best defender in 2022, helped us get to the playoffs. Since then, he's dealt with injuries just time after time after time. He's had to rehab, do everything that he's been through. So I love it. 5 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs, 2 QB hits, first sack since last season. I'm just, again, I couldn't be more happy for a dude. And you feel it from this locker room. Who'd you hear from? Leonard Williams, anyone on defense, Ernest Jones, Coach McDonald. Everyone feels it because they know the work he's putting in. Oh, and now you add Chenna being dangerous on that front 7. This front is unreal.
You can feel the love for Chenna. There's, I think the Seahawks posted the camera as they're walking through the tunnel after the game, and everyone highlights Chenna. Like, this dude, I got 2. So just the vibes, man. And also we talked about you don't apologize for wins. So coach reminded me of that, and then the players' excitement after the game reminded me of that. Because it's easy for us to watch it and, oh, well, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. This is the NFL. You got to win games, and guys like Uchenna are going to help. Leo Williams, big cat, still doing it. 4 tackles, 1.5 sack, 1 TFL, 1 pass defended, 1 QB hit. Still probably the best defender on this football team.
I mean, do yourself a favor. If you ever go back and if you have NFL Plus, you're doing replays, if you taped it at home, just spend some time watching 99.
Yeah.
Just
one series, just keep your eyes on
Just
them.
ISO. Don't watch anything but 99, and then you'll see what these offensive linemen are having to deal with. I can't tell you if I'm a center, guard, tackle, doesn't matter. I'm going back to my position coach, and I'm sure a lot of these meetings, like these Monday meetings after film, are like, hey, man, he's a good player. Keep your head up. Like, that was a tough play. Hey, you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're out there competing. That's a good play.
keep your head up. Keep your head up.
Ernest Jones, man, leader of this team for sure. 8 tackles, 1/2 sack, pass defended, 1 interception. He just produces. Every time he's on the field, I see 13. I'm feeling good.
Ernest doing grown man things. And this guy actually started the game. Drake Thomas, man.
Yes.
5 tackles, 1 sack, 1 TFL, 1 pass defended, 1 quarterback hit. A backup, playing like a starter, getting some starter reps, too. There's a rotation going on with him and Tyrese Knight that I think is beneficial for this team right now. Drake Thomas is taking advantage of his opportunities.
No question about it. Love Drake Thomas out of North Carolina State playing some good football. And, Bump, I got one other stat for you before we get into the wide receiver roundup and plays of the game. According to Next Gen Stats, the Hawks finished with 14 different defenders recording at least 1 pressure on Kyler Murray.
Dang.
Only defender who finished with more than two was Uchenna Nwosu. So that's everybody. Okay. Everyone's taking a turn. Everyone is getting involved in this thing. Murray's average time to throw was 2.37 seconds. That was his 4th fastest of his career, so guys were getting after it.
Let's go.
Love what we saw from there. But we'll get over the receiver roundup. A lot of people getting action.
Yeah, you just said defensively, 14 guys getting pressure. You got a bunch of pass catchers on the offensive side, too. You got JSN, 4 for 79, averaging 19.8. One of the most explosive receivers in the game right now. Elijah Royal, 2 for 44, a big reception for 32 yards. A.J. Barner, 3 for 32, had a touchdown himself. Kenneth Walker had a reception for 29. Cooper Kupp, 4 for 26. He did have 1 or 2 big catches. I know the numbers aren't going to wow you, but there are a couple of clutch catches that Cooper Kupp had. Bobo had 1 for 17. Horton had 1 for 10. Charbonnet had 2 for 5. Altogether, 242 yards.
Love spreading the wealth. But here's our fastly becoming our favorite segment, plays of the game. And Bump, this guy, we said it a lot on the radio, talking about how A.J. Barner is becoming an elite tight end in this league. He's a leader of that tight end room, and it showed with this 16-yard touchdown.
Charbonnet in the backfield. Darnold looking, he's going to throw for the corner of the end zone. He's got a man. Touchdown, Seahawks! It's A.J. Barner. The tight end just literally ran away from Akeem Davis Gaither, the linebacker, to the far side of the end zone. And as Sam Darnold has done so often this season already, an absolutely perfect throw. 16 yards. The Seahawks are on the board.
I love this play, man. You got Sam Darnold under center. He's going to motion Zach Charbonnet out, giving him an empty backfield. You got 2 tight ends attached to the line of scrimmage. You got A.J. Barner to the left. You got Saubert to the right. You got JSN to the right of Saubert, and then Cooper Kupp on the left side. We're going to focus on the top of the screen. This is clearly man coverage. How can you tell? When Zach Charbonnet motions out, you see that the linebacker passes his responsibilities to his safety. Safety says, yes, I got the running back. This ID's man off top. So what's going to happen up top? You're looking at Cooper Kupp. He takes it inside release. He's going to run a post. All right, what he does is he takes his defender with him and holds that single high safety, which leaves the whole left side of the field for A.J. Barner. How A.J. makes this work is the little hezzy that he does. He gets on the defender's toes, a little hezzy, freezes him, creates some space, not much of a rub, but a little bit of a rub by Cooper Kupp, and now he just gets wide for the fade. So much space, 2 to 3 yards of opportunity over there, and Sam Darnold tosses a football nice and high, hands catch, you go ahead and get it. Now, we focus on the offensive line. There's something that happens here that I like. All right, you have Saubert, who's going to stand and block for a second. If you look at Abe Lucas, he's going to help Anthony Bradford with that 3-tech. He knows that Saubert is leaving, so Saubert does a good job slowing that rushing down, and then Abe pops off just in case. He's ready to go. If Abe doesn't slide off to that right side, to that edge, he's going to get right after the quarterback, possibly get some pressure on him, but he forces him inside. So, again, just doing what you're supposed to do makes this play work.
Without question, and you said it right off top, A.J. Barner, as a defender, you're a man, but just enough to lull him to sleep.
Yep.
You get the defender to pause, to get flat-footed a little bit because he's okay, and just enough. And A.J. Barner, like I said, he is in college. He wasn't known for being this amazing. He wasn't like the kid out of Penn State or any of these tight ends drafted now.
Right.
But big ups to the Seahawks personnel department, John Schneider and company, Nolan Teasley, all of them, for knowing what they had in A.J. Barner. And again, he's just a man among boys, hitting that celly, doing what he does. Love A.J. Barner, crushed in the game. And then Jackson Smith-Njigba. Honestly, I'm not trying to just highlight him all the time, but I like this theme that we're going.
That's what he does.
He had a great catch that we could have broke down also, getting a guy in a double move on the 36-yarder. But I wanted to focus on this because this play set up the game-winning field goal by Jason Myers. Here's JSN for 22-yard reception.
Darnold from the shotgun takes the snap. Here comes the rush. Darnold throws back shoulder. It's JSN. Makes the catch inside the Arizona 40. Perfect pass by Darnold.
All right here, you got, who's up at the top there? You got Cooper Kupp, and I believe that's Horton at the top of the screen. Yep. You have Sam Darnold in shotgun. You have JSN at the bottom of your screen, and then I believe that is A.J. Barner at the top with Cooper Kupp and Horton attached to the line of scrimmage. Cardinals have to bring pressure right here, right? It's late in the game. You're trying to cause a turnover. So they're showing pressure with their Mike linebacker. He drops. You actually get pressure from the safety. So they're bringing 6. You got Zach Charbonnet, who's taking care of the left side, does not see the pressure coming. So Sam Darnold knows I got to get this football off early. Again, it's man defense. Typically, when they blitz, they will be in man. You can go zone, but most of the time, you go man. Another good release by JSN. Outside release. The DB is in great position. The DB is on top. He's in phase. He's on the hip. Sam Darnold sees that. So what does he do? Back shoulder that thing. You back shoulder it and give him something he can catch. But here's the most impressive part. JSN gets out of bounds. He realizes the situation, and he gets out of bounds and makes sure his team can fight another day. Let's look at this offensive line. Really impressed with Anthony Bradford right here on this play. You got Calais Campbell, who's lined up in that, 3 tech to the left of Sam Darnold. He stunts all the way. He starts on the right side of the line, stunts all the way to the left side. All right, you got Anthony Bradford who's passing him off. Excuse me, that's Abe Lucas. Abe Lucas, all right, passes Josh Sweat off, and then boom, Calais Campbell just appears and he picks them up. Again, showing the offensive line, being able to communicate, but more importantly, Sam Darnold back shoulder, JSN getting out of bounds.
That's exactly how you draw it up. You got to remember, right? The part of the game. Landing zone happens. Seahawks get the ball at the 40. They need to get into field goal range. The Cardinals know that they're going to throw the ball here. And I just love, here's the thing. If you're a defender in this league, a back shoulder throw with time to JSN is impossible.
Impossible.
I don't care who you are in this league. There's nobody, if it's a good ball, is stopping that play. And you talked about it, JSN, the presence of mind. He gets out of bounds. He's unsure. He knows he gets out of bounds because he's in control of his own body. Realizes, I don't think they got it to me. Boom, immediately gets up, sprints to the middle of the field to spot the ball just in case he didn't get it. Again, you want to talk about shocking effort. It shows up in plays like this. And when all 11, I heard this from the old soccer coach at the University of Puget Sound, Randy Hansen, we'll shout him out right now. He said 99 is hard, 100 is easy. What he means by that is effort.
Yeah.
When every single person is bought into something, it's easy because everyone is moving at the same speed. When a couple people aren't, that's when it's really hard because you don't know when that's going to pop up. Everyone on this football team is bought in, ready to go. I'm so pumped about this thing. And I'm also pumped up because it's the weekend. We'll get a couple days off here. You know what I'm saying?
I get to watch Red Zone.
Oh, my goodness. It doesn't happen very often to Seahawks fans, so we're hyped up. Watching. We'll see what happens, see if the Rams and the Niners can lose, whatever it is. But anyway, we'll tell you guys, the Seahawks, it's our favorite formation.
Yes, sir.
It's happened 3 weeks in a row, victory formation.
Here comes the Seahawks offense onto the field and the Vikings defense trudging out there, knowing that one kneel down and the Seahawks are going to wind the clock down and win this one.
It's the victory formation on Hawk Talk.
Seahawks take care of business on the road with a hard-fought divisional game, 3-1. And like we said, the dominance of these Arizona Cardinals continues. Hawks 8 straight in Arizona, 9 of the last 10, 11-1-1 down there at Arizona State Farm Stadium since 2013. Seahawks can claim some ownership. And Mike Macdonald, are you kidding me? First 10 road games, Coach Macdonald now has a 9-1 road record. He is tied for the second most in NFL history, only behind 49ers coach George Seifert, who won all his first 10 games. And what we're seeing on the road bump, you just don't see this. You just don't.
It's like, when you travel with your family and you get to your destination and everything's on point. You got enough underwear for the kids. Snacks are on point on the way there. The room, you checked in early. You got the digital key on your phone. You just pop right in. That is Coach McDonald on the road. He's like, look, I got everything. I'm all packed up. We're good. We are good. We get these guys ready to go. That's dope, man. And they set a franchise record now with 8 straight road wins. Sam Darnold was efficient as well. Tons of big throws, standing in the pocket, getting big. And the Seahawks ran for a season high 155, a big 24-yard run by Sam Darnold, and JSN contributed with an 11-yard run too.
Absolutely. These guys are, I'm telling you, when this running game is starting to get there, when it really gets going, watch out. The NFL, you're going to be on notice. JSN, you talked about him. He had no receptions in the first half, had 4 receptions, 79 yards in the second half with 2 huge plays. And defensively, the Seahawks got up to Kyler Murray, sacking him 6 times.
Yeah, the defense. Big ups to the defense, man. 6 times getting Kyler Murray, that's hard to do. And Myers, he shook off the missed field goal. He came back and hit a game winner. Stone cold killer out there. It wasn't pretty, but the Hawks got the job done.
Wins are wins.
Yes,
it feels really good right here. The Seahawks are 3-1 in great shape. They got a tough Tampa Bay Bucks team that's coming in Lumen Field on 10-5. That's also the Seahawks celebrating the 50th season. So that's going to be a lot of things going down. The Seahawks were in throwbacks. They're wearing the creamsicles. It's going to be great. But for now, Seahawks fans, rest easy. Enjoy the weekend. There's a lot of good college football games going on.
Yeah.
A lot of things going on in this city. It's great to be a sports fan right now. So big ups to everything going down. He's Michael Bumpus. I'm Nasser Kyobe. This has been Hawk Talk. We'll be with you guys next week, breaking down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Seahawks 3-1, sitting pretty.